If there's a first word you could think of when you think of SAFC, what would it be?
Passionate. Yeah, passion.
Passion.
Passion. That was the single biggest thing that I loved about this club.
It's community. Community would be the best word to describe it, I think.
And I think that sort of pride as a community is what is really special.
Sleeping giant, under the cosh, undervalued. We've had no success for years, and we've been watching second-rate football until this season, of course.
It's hard to be a successful football club. Not many football clubs make it. So the life of most football supporters is one of
heartache, ups and downs. When you get the ups, there's not a feeling like it. But that's just the nature of the beast. That's football.
Some clubs have a degree of love for their club that is beyond all imagination, and that's what I found when I came to this club.
There didn't seem to be any future in the club. But we always thought in the back of our minds, it's got to break sometime. And here we are, after 8 long years, back in the Premier League.
I just didn't think we'd ever get back.
Absolutely fantastic.
At last.
The first thing your dad gets you into is football. When you're old, the last place you want to be, people sprinkle their ashes on the pitch, so I think it lasts the length of time.
It helps us like identify with something. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it makes us feel patriotic, I suppose.
once you kind of latch onto a local club, yeah, there's just no hope for you, I think.
Going to the game, getting ready for the game, putting your lucky socks on.
It's one of the few places in your working life and in your general mundane week where you can scream and shout your head off and get away with it.
They think of the players as, you know, the heroes.
I used to fancy Kevin Phillips when I was a kid. So yeah, Sunderland's always been sort of like a part of my DNA and who I am. Sunderland in general really appreciate and look after their fans. I think their social media campaigns and how the footballers communicate with the fans too. I think it all kind of just ties into that regional identity and sort of helps people to kind of really relate and feel welcomed by the club.
Almost like a religion to people.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah. It's like a religion.
Yeah, I would say, I would describe it as a religion.
I would say so. I would say it's like a cult.
I'm not religious at all, but Sunderland's my religion.
Oh, it's more important than religion. Definitely.
I haven't really experienced it, if I'm honest, the match day way of somebody's life. You know, how they wake up in the morning, what they do in the morning, their rituals they may have in the sense of get up, maybe they have a little way of doing stuff, and then it's going to the pub at a certain time, meeting their friends, walking to the ground. I think it's a really nice ritual and something that people probably like because it gives them a little bit of continuity to know, right, next week we have a game, this is what I'm doing. There's something to look forward to, something to be with their mates, and it's a ritual, it's a way of life.
It's a funny one with me because I'm not from Sunderland. I have been here for over 20 years now. I came to Sunderland as a student, and for years I was completely unaware that there was all of this like passion and kind of love for the football team. Like, I was not aware of it all throughout my uni years. It was only really when I kind of started running this pub that I really became aware of it. I've just fallen in love with the people. I really have. It's really like ingrained in families all throughout the city, and I think that's also like what makes it so special. because it's real, you know. It's like that thing about being proud of your city and patriotic in a way. It makes you just fall in love with the Sunderland people, I think. And of course, there's loads of supporters. I mean, like, I've had people in this pub from like Amsterdam, from America, from Germany, from everywhere, from so many different places in the world that support Sunderland. And of course, you know, we still have a bit of that, which is just amazing and kind of mind-blowing. But the majority of supporters are from Sunderland, and I think it's just endearing, really. We were talking about that moment with Dan Ballard earlier. I was actually in Turkey when that happened, and honestly, I've never felt so excited in my life to see that like fold in mid-air. It was just unreal, and the noise and the sound, and I've seen the unwavering support from League One to the Championship, and now like the insanity that it is being in the Premier League. I can remember the derby really well.
Come on!
Just being behind the bar and just kind of feeling this pressure to serve these hundreds of people. Serving the pint, getting the money, getting the change, all of that. And just feeling like, wow, like I'm part of something really big here. Like, this is amazing. And everyone's just nervous and just needing that little bit of like relief, really, from their own heads and their own emotions. Down a few pints before, you know, going over to the bridge. And that felt special, yeah. I loved doing that. A lot of the chants are like really kind of obscure to me, and I really have to like listen in. And honestly, when everyone starts singing, it's just incredible. Here, but just how it makes you feel, just like the impact, the emotion. I'd be like, my hairs would stand up, and I would just be completely electrified by the sound and the emotion that would be in that stadium. Is amazing.
How did it feel to see them come back to the Prem?
I think this is going to be honest, there was a time when I thought in my life, and I hope I lived to 200, so it's going to be a bit of a lie. I was wondering at times whether or not I would see him back in the Premier League, because obviously how things had changed over the period they had. Then to see him do what they had done, resulting in us winning at Wembley in the way we did, was again befitting to the fans, because it was fantastic football, but the passion of the whole club was just magnificent. I just think the whole season was awesome, and it was a befitting return of the club to the Premier League.
Just watching this man on the field, he was like the Granit Xhaka of his day, and he was so hard. He was a hard player, which I think you need in the middle of the park. In the tough games, we need someone. We need a Kevin Ball.
Russell, looking to hold it up. Stewart lays it down for Kevin Ball, the skipper. And Ball, 4 in 7 games for Kevin Ball. Gets his medal. Might as well be the Victoria Cross. As far as what they think of him on Wearside. And there's the trophy. Kevin Ball gets it from Michael Alcott out to Jack Kennedy. And the moment they've all been waiting for. Kevin Ball holds that trophy aloft. The victory will all be together in the Premiership next season.
Words can't express how pleased I am, not only obviously for the players and the management and that, but the boys who worked tremendously hard this year. It's all about their slotting here with all the other thousands of supporters. But absolutely fantastic. Do you know the great thing about it is we've given something to shout about today, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits of it. I don't see anybody out there like that, any buy me a beer, because I'm going to get sloshed his hand.
Can't believe I actually said that.
I think the earliest memory would be the 73 Cup run. Just, I can name the team. And it just meant so much to the city and the club and everything, and we've dined out on it for 50 years, haven't we? I used to go with my pals when I was younger, and occasionally we'd get a seat ticket given to us, which was like a massive day out then, because we stood in the Fulwell end or the Roper end if we couldn't get in the Fulwell end, occasionally in the paddock. And then it just grew from there.
Oh, where can I begin? It was cold. That Roker end with no roof on and the sea air coming straight off the top. But I'll tell you what, that sound that came out the Fulwell end, wow, the roar was fantastic.
Would you say it's louder now?
I would say so, especially when we beat the Tudor Me! Since I've been a young boy, going to the matches at Roker Park, it's been phenomenal. Watching that Gordon Armstrong header when he rose like a salmon against Chelsea in the Cup, and he hit the back of the net. I'll never forget that scene when I was bouncing up and down on my dad's shoulders in the clock stand paddocks. Wow, what a result that was. You'll never believe how steaming hot those pies were. Worse still, the mince in it was orange, but it was still tasting glorious. And I've since found out that my wife actually used to serve them through the hatch as well at half-time. She had a little part-time job there.
My main memory of the very early times of going to Roker Park is just being hit with the noise of it.
Do you want to share a little bit about the chair? How did that come about?
Well, when they were pulling Roker Park down, when we were moving to the Stadium of Light, my birthday was coming up, and my wife Pat found out about, so you could buy blocks of chairs from the clock stand and the main stand, and well, you could buy little squares of turf, but you found that somebody in Sunderland, he had a load of the chairs, and she went and bought us one for my birthday. And I didn't have a clue, and it was standing in the middle of the room. Look what I bought you. And I was flabbergasted, and I love it.
Roker Park was a fantastic football ground. You could just feel the history in it, you could smell it. You could just walk places and think of all the hundreds and thousands of people that had walked underneath there before, all the games that had been played there. And all of a sudden you had to say to yourself, actually, we need to move now. You know, the club's progressing, you know, going back in the Prem. You need a bigger ground. You need a more modern ground. And I think Bob Murray's foresight was magnificent, because he turned around and thought, we need to do this and we need to do it now. And when you consider how much he would have paid at that time to move the ground when they did, I know the upkeep over the years is expensive, but his foresight then was magnificent, and it was the right thing to do.
I think it goes back to the sort of the working class roots, you know, where football was an escape, maybe from the mundane of, you know, it was a very industrial city back in the day, wasn't it? You know, with shipbuilding and the pits, the collieries. I think, you know, men back in those days, it was really hard work, physical work, and it was a release on a weekend to maybe just go for a couple of beers and watch the match. And I don't think it's changed much, you know. It's in our DNA as a city.
In the 80s, there was a massive change in Sunderland, massive change when we lost the shipyards and the coal mines altogether. It was like overnight in effect, although it took a couple of years for it all to dwindle down. And thankfully we got the Nissan factory after that. So a lot of the guys from the shipyards and pit went to Nissan and retrained. My dad was in the shipyards if I was in the Merchant Navy. When I was home on leave, I used to take my dad to work, and I used to see all these guys, miserable as sin, walking into work on a grey morning with the haversacks, and all had flat caps on. Then I used to pick them up again at 5 o'clock, 5:30 at night, and they were all absolutely shattered. But it was that work ethic. Come the weekends was just so special for them. And part of that weekend was a couple of pints with the lads, have a bit chat, and you match. It was so important.
Football is our way out, you know, for a lot of blokes especially. Like, it's a chance to get together with your mates after a tough week and just enjoy something, because we haven't had that much to enjoy about since they shut the pits and the mines and everything like that, really. You know, off the pitch as a city, we haven't had that much to shout about for a very long time. So football is our be-all and end-all. You work all week to go to the match, so it's nice that we're now working all week to be entertained while we go to the match.
It gives them something to aim for, you know, when 3 o'clock comes on a Saturday afternoon. I tell you what, nothing beats that feeling. Whether it's a pink slice or a pint of Samson, you can be a Mackem and you'll be welcome any time at the Stadium of Light.
Do you have an earliest memory of everything?
Not really, but I do remember going to Roker Park on my dad's shoulders. I was only about, well, I'd have been 4 when they knocked the stadium down, and that was my very first memory. But because I couldn't remember mine, I made it a big thing I've got a 2-year-old son, so his first ever game was Middlesbrough at home last season, which we won. And the players came in and met him and just made his day. So although I don't have that many early memories that I can remember, it's nice to be able to see the memories through my son.
My daughter got into football. She's gone as a season ticket holder since she was 7 years old. She's now 31, still goes. So it's a massive part of our life.
Do you think it's brought you two together closer in a way, maybe?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely, yeah.
Yes, and the same with my grandson.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's part of it now. At Wembley in May last year, when we got promotion, it was just fantastic seeing his face, and I was just over the moon for him, and that's suppose I was exactly the same, you know, with my dad when Sunderland did well, and he loved it for me. I talked to our grandson about it, and I go, oh yeah, I remember when I played there, and I tell him about it. I said, yeah, you know, when I was captain at the Stadium of Light. I think he does understand, but it's probably difficult for him to actually try and picture it, that his granddad was captain of the first team to ever come out to Stadium of Light, because all he sees me is his granddad. But it's trying to explain to him what it's like, trying to explain what it was like to play at Roker Park. I think over the course of time being a football supporter, you are going to experience highs and lows, and there'll be a time that a dad will sit with a son or a daughter or whatever and talk about the history of Sunderland Football Club, and it may be a case of trying to explain to whoever it is to why they should support the club. Not everybody has to be a football supporter, but I do think what a dad or a mum's or uncles, aunties, whatever's they can remember from their history of being a supporter, it is ideal to talk to their grandchildren, their sons, their daughters, whatever about it. I do think that's important.
Everybody is really proud of our football club and what we've achieved, even when we're not doing so well or not winning. We still always have that sense of pride, and Sunderland as a football club, it is definitely at the heart of our city.
Stadium of Light is so central to the whole riverside of Sunderland. When they get that end built up, the south end built up, you'll be able to see it from the city centre. It'll be a sight, some sight, especially on a night where it's all lit up. It'll be a fantastic sight with a new bridge and the stadium there.
To them, it's all about the club. What are you doing today? I'm going down there. Why is that? Well, it's something to do with the club, not to do with the club. Oh, the club this, club that. Oh, look at this. What's that? The club, the club, the club. I think it's brilliant. And if that's what they choose to do, that's their prerogative. I think it's absolutely amazing. I just think it's a sport for all. I really do.
Would you say it's changed you at all? How would you say Sunderland's maybe changed you for the better?
Well, what do you mean? Am I still a knob? Still a knob, and no two ways about that. Has it changed me for the better? It was the best decision I ever made coming here. To make that decision be the best one, though, that doesn't just happen. If somebody didn't just say, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to Sunderland, and then 35 years later, you're going to be interviewed in an auditorium, and someone's going to ask you that question. You'd be thinking, how has it become the best move? You make it the best move. You make things happen. It ain't coming to me. I had to go to it. I had to show people what I was willing to sacrifice for my football career in this football club. And over the course of that time, when I consider that, I've made numerous sacrifices, both probably mentally, physically, emotionally, to be the best I can be for this football club. And do I have any regrets about that? Absolutely not. I don't have any regrets about anything. I don't have regrets about playing with injuries that I shouldn't have done that are probably going to now really come back and haunt me and bite me on the arse because it was the right thing to do. All these things that I've done because I wanted to. No one forced me to do it. I wanted to do it because I wanted to be the best I could be for this great football club in this great city.
What does it mean to be from Sunderland? Anybody called a Mackin is proud to be from Sunderland.
Coming to Sunderland is really Sunderland's really took me in as one of their own.
My hope for the city is to just continue in showing the rest of the world what a brilliant city it is to be from, and an amazing community.
I'm giving a lot to people by opening the doors, by making sure that there's a smile behind the counter every time they come in. You know, we make the ham and beef pudding totties every match day and hand them out for free, and the reaction that we get is amazing, you know. And I just feel like I'm able to give that to the Sunderland people, and that just makes us feel really whole.
Since I set my business up a couple of years ago, my first thought was how can I get involved with the club, get working with them, get working with like-minded businesses and people who share the same passion for the club and the city that I do. The way we're playing on the pitch, you can just see by walking around town and walking down the beach, everyone's just buzzing, everyone's buzzing to wear the red and white, and it's been a long time coming, and I think the resurgence of the club coincides with the resurgence of the city.
And if the club's doing well, everybody's happy and everybody's happy to go to work. And it's funny how it can go hand in hand.
I think it's like a really good time for Sunderland. I think it's, as a city, like a lot of things seem to be happening. I think it's really cool that the club are part of that though, like the stuff that they're doing with Keelman's Way, the support for Sunderland as a music city and all that stuff, I think is just brilliant. And I think kind of aligning the culture within Sunderland with what the club's doing is just like a great move on behalf of everyone involved in that. Like,
it's took a long time, but there's quite a lot of construction going on now, you know, and around the old Vaux site, and I just hope that the city centre regenerates itself because of that. I think people are moving into the town centre, you know, there's a lot of development going on, which is housing and that, and around the sort of Sheepfords area, and that would be fantastic if that gets off the ground. I think that will really invigorate the city, and it'll push the club to the next level as well. Like, I think, you know, the club being the heart of all that.
and obviously now it's like it feels like we are taking, like, we look like a serious club. And for me, it's just, all right, we've done that for one season. Can we really cement that and kind of establish ourselves as like an ongoing Premier League club again?
We've just got to stay in the Premier League, really, haven't we? It's the biggest league in the world.
Obviously, Premier League survival is ultimate. Us being a Premier League club established, Brighton Hove Albion, Brentford, Bournemouth, they're getting 11,000 people there. We're getting 50,000 people. And what I say is a changed audience or crowd at the football club, where you see families coming, families, kids, and they're all going to, inherit that passion. I honestly think the Premiership is a better league with Sunderland in it because of the fan base, because the massive fan base and the passion in the northeast.
Over the course of anyone's time at a football club, there's going to be changes, and it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be smooth. We have to understand that. And that's at the best football clubs in the world as well, not just Sunderland Football Club. Like anybody, I'd love to see us get back to the heady heights at the top of the Premier League again. You'd love to see us in Europe. You want success for the football club, but more so for the people of the city of Sunderland, because, and I'll end with this, this is a wonderful place to live. I think people really underestimate the coast, for example. I was walking down there yesterday with my wife and we love it.
We have Roker Beach, Seaburn Beach, it's like the Riviera. People should come from all over the place. If there was a Hayes travel in Argentina, they should be booking flights to come to Sunderland. It is the greatest place on earth.
And I grew up by the coast. Hastings is on the coast. So to me, at that time, I thought, yeah, this is the place I'm meant to be.
attract the stars because they play for the badge, come for the red and white and play for those fans. My dream for Sunderland is that everybody just has the best time when they come and support the red and white Wizards. That red and white feeling, that nostalgia, the history behind this great city is incredible. We've got so much going on, so many things to look forward to and be proud of. Absolutely, shout from the rooftops, how are the lads?